Hey everyone, Quinta Epic here, and today we'll be talking about the Marita assault rifles and its variant. I absolutely adore the Starship Trooper franchise, and I am so excited for Terran Command coming out this year. With that being said, would you like to know more? The Marita assault rifle is a standard issue rifle for the mobile infantry, fleet, and the Marines, and was used during the First Bug War and was the only infantry weapon used pretty much until the Second Battle of Klendathu, where it was then replaced by the Merida 2 assault rifle and the E-Pulse 44 rifle. Before we get into the specs of the rifle, let's talk about its maker, the Marita Company, that not only were famous for assault rifles, but also their power suit that the mobile infantry would use later on. We won't go much into that in this video, since we are talking about their rifles and not their suit. But when it comes to driving force of destruction, Marita is second to none. The standard issue assault rifle was an amazing killing machine when it came to taking human lives, but not when it came to the bugs. Aside from the more radical technologies such as electronic firing systems, mass drivers, and energy weapons, the mobile infantry decided they didn't want that. They wanted minor upgrades such as caseless rounds, although other variants have been created with scopes and grenade launchers. Opted instead for the 20th century ammunition and relatively ineffective underslug shotgun. However, one of the advantages that the Marita has is its magazine capacity, which allows a soldier to carry hundreds of bullets unhindered. Marita can punch a hole through 2 inches of titanium, likely due to its long barrel and high caliber ammunition. But this in turn would produce immensely high recoil and limit its overall usefulness. You may say, the mobile infantry are horrible at aiming. That could be due to the fact that it has no iron sights, which pretty much makes their shots a 360 no scope or die kind of situation. And while it was hard for them to aim at the nerve stem, as told by the scientists, because of that, it was still a big love for the mobile infantry. Now, to its specs, which I know the gun junkies will love, because, by God, the thing can tear some stuff up. It has a bullpup design, which the magazine and action is located behind the trigger, increasing its barrel length and making it overall shorter, so it's not only weighs less, but can also move around with it easier. The rifle uses the 7.62 by 55mm 308 caliber round, which is why the rifle looks so bulky, but also explains its range and its power. There are theories that the rounds can be made of composites and other materials. The magazines hold up to 160 rounds, and the weapon can be set to semi or full auto. The go-to add-on attachment to this gun is another gun. Yep, you heard that right. An 8-gauge 3.5-inch 16-round semi-auto shotgun, which again, could be amazing when going against humans. And also bugs. But would you prefer something specifically made for the arachnids or for humans? If I was fighting for the Federation, I would prefer the former. The variants, well, they vary. Yeah, I know, bad pun. Anyways, the variant I have already stated was the assault rifle / shotgun variant. And during the early years of the First Bug War, this was the go-to weapon. But nobody knows if the reason why it was not good against the warrior bugs was because it was not made for them, or the mobile infantry themselves not able to utilize them properly because of poor training. The Marita Carbine rifle was an even shorter version of the bullpup rifle, and would really only see when you see a unit commander, security forces, or as an emergency weapon in an escape pod. While it may not be the standard issue and may prefer the other models, any weapon is better than no weapon. It would be lighter than the original rifle due to its length being shortened, meaning it also would even be less cumbersome, move on making a perfect weapon for a unit commander to get where he needs to go to give orders fast, security responded to a problem, or when he needs to get out of the escape area as fast as possible. Next one is the designated Marksman rifle, or DMR for short. It was the same as a standard assault rifle, except that it would have a scope for long range, but would still be the same in every other way. It would even have a shotgun attachment. But it does not show the sheer range and power of the base model, since it could still be as deadly as far as it is at close range. Why didn't they just add iron sights to their guns? Maybe they thought it was hip fire or surrender. The last variant of the original design was assault rifle slash shotgun design of the Marita Mark II. It was used during the Battle of Hesperus, which took place 5 years after the Battle of Clendathu. It retains everything of the original, but has better penetration when it comes to the bugs, and sometimes would also come with a scope attachment. Before the second Battle of Clendathu, there was an upgrade, the Merida 2 assault rifle. And while it only showed up in propaganda before the battle, in that propaganda it was shown to have a different design, such as iron sights. It was used by the United Citizen Federation, UCF for short, mobile infantry, and the Marines. Its main gun was an assault rifle designed with a grenade launcher for the bottom. It is uncertain if it went into full production before the second battle, since most mobile infantry was still using their standard issue, as well as carried on more and more would end up using the new rifle, which also came with the same attachments of the first. The scatter slash shotgun, then the scoped, and finally the carbine. But there's always a but. There was another gun, also being used by several other units, that wasn't that one. The E-Pulse 44 rifle. Would you like to know more? Years after the Clendathu system campaign, the E-Pulse 44 rifle was given to the mobile infantry and was used by several units of the 701st Mobile Infantry. Also was used by Marines and the United Citizen Federation, UCF for short. And while it was more powerful than the Marita assault rifle 1 and 2, that was offset by a slower rate of fire, and no iron sights. Hit fire away. Joking aside, it does have an optical sight, but still, in close range situations, that would be stressful. They were mostly used last into the first bug war, but even with their popularity, they were not used when the second bug war came around. Instead, the Marita 3 assault rifle will be the chosen child. The Marita 3 assault rifle was used by the UCF mobile infantry and the Marines during the second bug war. It was an assault rifle and a grenade launcher in a compact shell. It took over the combat theater world completely, replacing the Marita 2 and the E-Pulse 44 rifle. It is bulky and in weird shape, but when someone skilled had it, it was a force to be reckoned with. The Marita 3 specs are as follows, and the rifle it's something. Its operation was a rotating breech electronic pulse action. The caliber is a 10mm by 50 caseless. The cyclic was 900 RPM, capacity was 95 through 99 rounds, and the max range would be 1500 meters. The grenade launcher operation was a gas-operated electronic primer. The caliber is 30mm by 71 grenade, and the cyclic is 15 ROM. The capacity was 4x1 rounds, with a max range being 180 meters. Well, guess that's all the variants. I appreciate... Oh. There is another that replaced all the other variants before. The Marita Mark I rifle. During the Second Bug War, power armor was used by the mobile infantry, and then the only MI or the UCF would wield these rifles. They were mostly utilized in the Battle of Fort Casey and the John A. Warden incident by the mobile infantry teams A01 and K12. It used a similar fire system of a chain gun, allowing for rapid fire. It compared to the Vulcan, that means it could shoot up to 2,000 through 6,000 RPM, and possible using a larger round than other rifles by employing the 338 Lapua. Lapa? Sadly, I couldn't find a magazine size, but if it can shoot like a chain gun, I would assume it could hold the ammo of a chain gun, meaning if you keep feeding that bad boy, it's going to keep shooting. While it looks large for someone out of a power suit, it mostly looks like a submachine gun when compared to someone in one. Oh. And it has a grenade launcher, which I cannot find specs info on it either. I would assume it's the same, if not a bit larger compared to the other grenade launchers. That is it for the Marita line, and I appreciate you so much if you listen to the very end. If you like what you heard, please subscribe, leave a like, or even comment what I should review next. Can be anything from the Starship Trooper universe, or even something else altogether. Thank you, and please remember, stay informed.